It's Judah G here again with another message about how to ascend up and how to get your mind ready for what is about to happen. Today, we will talk about the reincarnation theory, which is not a theory, but an actual thing. This also goes into how this is our last incarnation, reincarnation. One life, but many lives in different universes. We all have one life that we are living in many different universes and in many different realities and in many different dimensions. Each timeline or event connects to each coincidence in each of our lives. So, for example, in the movie The Spider-Man, the Multiverse, right, the cartoon, in there, Miles Morales had went to the Spider-Man headquarters and he saw all the Spider-Man, all the Spider-Women. There were loads of Spider-Men and Spider-Women, but in the main part of the story, if you were paying attention, you would notice that in that part where they were with the Indian guy, the Indian Spider-Man, he had the same event that needed to happen in his life. But then Miles Morales, the anomaly, he had, broke that, and that event didn't happen. And then that caused a ripple between all of the other Spider-Mans and Spider-Womens that were there. So because of that ripple, that caused, a lot of things that should have happened not to happen. This is how we get choice. This is how we get choice in our lives about how we can choose and how our choices affect the outcome. The outcome will still remain the same, but it affects how we get there. If I'm supposed to be a great teacher, I will be a great teacher. I may or may not have certain things because of my choices, but I will still be a great teacher as far as a great teacher is concerned. That is the way that it has to be, and that is the way that it should be, and that is the way that it will be. So in some ways with reincarnation, we don't have choice. The only choice that we had was that we chose this life. So we did decide to do certain things and to have certain things and to also be without and not have certain things. So we did choose our life path based on our karma, right? That's where this whole karma thing comes in as well, which is very important. So each of our lives in each and every one of our lives, in every single part of the worlds and dimensions and galaxies and realities, that is based off of our karma. In one life, we might be the rich self. In the other life, we might be the poor self. All is according to your karma, to your actions, to what you have done, to what you deserve, to what you are given. And from our past, we can see our future. Each of the events and times happen simultaneously in accordance to Sophia's word. For example, going into slavery and coming out of slavery. This is the connection. This means that in the different times that we are alive, in the different selves that we are in those different timelines, we are experiencing the same thing. So when they say that during the Renaissance age or something, there was this great calamity, this great earthquake, this great tsunami. Let's just talk about Noah here, right? When Noah was going through his situation with the great flood, that flood represents the changing of the world, just as now we are entering into the ending of the world, right? And the ending of the world also represents the beginning. So what happened in the new age? They start over and they start building up again and again and again until it has to end. Then we enter a new age. That is what we are entering into now. Then we moved into the golden age, Sophia's age, right? The matriarch, the return of the matriarch. Because before then it has been mostly patriarch for the past 6,000 years. So Each of the events and times happen simultaneously. So all these things are happening simultaneously, and all these things are happening at the same time. It's just that we are in the future of those times. And there's even a future from this time that we are in, that we are enjoying, that also reflects what is happening here. Because everything is connected and everything has to work in a certain order. That is why we are the same people from the past that we are today. The today me is the same me as yesterday's me. The only difference is that I'm doing things differently, right? I'm doing things differently because in a different age, they didn't have cars, so-called. They didn't have certain things to do certain things that we can do today. They had a different way. You know, what we call a TV, they might have looked at something different, maybe like a puppet show. That might have been TV. And they might have enjoyed to go to those puppet shows, you know, just for the entertainment. Also, with the reincarnation theory, good and bad happen together at the same time. This shows another way of the connection. That's why the importance of the stars show different signs as to why certain events happen at certain times. The past, present, and future work together. So, what we are doing today is what we did yesterday and tomorrow. Just that it looks different. That is right. Whenever we see a sign in the sky, we can understand what time it is, right? Whenever they say, look up at the stars, and then you can figure out what's going on, that's what they're talking about. They're talking about us looking into the heavens and understanding that at this point in time, this event happened, right? This event happened. And then now that we are in the future from that event, we can understand that this event is happening now and is showing us what the time is right now. And that is why it is important for us to look up to the stars, to understand the zodiacs and to understand their stories and how to connect that to us and how to understand what happened with those zodiacs and in that time. These things are very important, and that is how we can understand reincarnation and how we can truly understand how to ascend up. All you have to do is look up to the stars, and then you can understand what is going on. If you even have basic knowledge, if you know that this is the age of Aquarius, you should look up what was happening during this time, at this age, at whatever age it is, right? The classical age, the Renaissance age, the modern age, whatever. What was happening, you know? How does this connect? Because it all connects. It all has to connect. Another great example of the reincarnation theory is the movie Cloud Atlas, right? The movie Cloud Atlas does a great job to show you that all of yourselves, no matter what day, what reality, what dimension, you are helping yourself. Because in the movie Cloud Atlas, her and the guy, they were helping each other to find something. And the only way they could find this thing in the future is if their past selves were helping them to get that, but then the past self needed help from the future self to find something as well. So the future self was sending back clues to the past selves, the present and the past self, and the past and present self was sending clues to the future to help the future self. It's a straight line, and it's also not a straight line. You know, this is how time works. So I just want to say thank y'all for coming out. With everything that you do, never forget where you come from. If you understand anything about the matriarch, the feminine energy that is coming, you will understand that the triple great powers, the three great powers, Barbelo, Pistis, and Sophia, are orchestrating everything. As long as you are in alignment with them, as long as you are operating on the chakra that they operate on, then you can understand that you will be all right. But if you don't know how to ascend to that, you better hurry up because time is running short. And Barbie Lopez and Sophia, they are about to do a great work. And if you are not there to accept it or to understand it like you should, be ready for what's to come. Actions have reactions. Everything is connected. So I thank the Great Mother and thank y'all for watching this video.